Good evening. Is the frequency in use? All righty. There is an emergency. Or is there any emergency or priority traffic? I didn't think so. Do we have? If there is any emergency traffic, please call 911 if you have an emergency. If not, call us and we'll get you 911 for you. Just make sure to get to your address. Anyway, anytime for emergency traffic. Net may be broken anytime. For information on this net, you can see us right now on YouTube. Put my call K4PEW into the search block on YouTube, and you can see the face of my radio, so you can not only hear me, but you can see what, well, I don't care what my signal looks like, but you can see what your signal looks like and other people's signal looks like compared to yours. You can also look up our ordinary website, 146415.net. That's 146415.net. And it's got some information on Simplex, etc. We also, you can see us on groups.io or GROUPS.India Oscar. And just look up MJSS, so it stands for Mount Juliet Simplex Society. You can sign up for our email, or you don't have to. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday. And been doing that. This is going to be in a couple of weeks. It'll be the end of our 7th year. That's right, 7 years full. It will be in September. Started in 2014. The net normally meets at blah blah. Conducting. Oh yeah, we forgot. I forgot. I'm sorry. My mouth is frozen. I just had a big thing of ice cream. We conduct the net on 146.415 in case you happen to be off frequency. That's 146.415. Purpose of the net is to have fun. It has to be fun if I'm doing it. And to see how well your radio functions versus other people's radio functions. It's quite a challenge because most people improve their stations if they get involved with Simplex because they want to hear more. They realize their whatever their condition is, whatever their elevation is, or what kind of antenna they have, they can improve to some degree without spending a lot of money. Sometimes it's a lot of money, and I don't really recommend that you spend money. It should be spent on your wife, your children, and your household. So this isn't it's a hobby. It's not your job. You're not going to get reimbursed for getting a bigger, faster, a bigger antenna at a higher elevation with a $3,000 a tower. At any rate, do we have any announcements? Because I don't have any. I don't know of any that are coming up. I know I mentioned in the group that we're having there's a Bowling Green Ham Fest October 2nd. You'll get an announcement as that comes up. Everybody should have gotten the link to their flyer in the mail, and that's October 2nd in Bowling Green. Details are in the flyer on our website. Anybody have any other announcements? All righty. Well, we'll be taking first-time check-ins first. Again, this is net number 721. Hold on, 721 or 722? Yeah, I was right. 721. All right. We will be starting from the east, but we're looking for short-time check-ins right now. Please come in.
Kilo number 4, Tango Juliet Foxtrot. 4 TKP.
All righty. I had two people in there. I had Richard, KN4TJF. You doing all right, Richard?
It's Rick, and yes, I'm doing great, Paul.
You don't like the formal name, huh?
Not particularly.
All right. Sound like your parents are calling you.
No, that would be Roger.
Oh, okay. So your first. I got you. No, it's funny. I tend to default sometimes to the full first name, and some people don't like it.
That's quite all right, man. That's no problem. And besides, I know a Richard. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, most days.
Some days, that's true.
Very good. Good to have you in there, Rick. That was Rick. He's in Ashland City. That's Kilo November 4 Tango Juliet Foxtrot. Next up was November 4 Tango Juliet Papa. I think that's what I heard anyway. Is that who I heard in there?
November 4 Charlie Juliet Papa. Battery Valley.
All right. refresh my memory. What's your first name? Because I don't remember name or location on that one.
Okay, yeah, it's Jason here, formerly Laverne, and I'm over near Casey's Bend campground over Hendersonville at the moment.
Oh, very good. So you're camping out. What do you do? HT or you just have low power with something else?
Yeah, I'm on an AT, Motorola AT, and this is the first time I used I'm in a motorhome, and I just put a glass mount antenna up today, or installed it today. That's the only option I have with the rubber roof. So I feel like it's more ideas, so I guess we'll do for now. I'm currently on 5 watts.
Yeah, it's been my experience, and I have one. A glass mount antenna is just a little better than a HT or factory antenna.
Yeah, I guess it's better than nothing. It gets me out there a little bit.
No, it's not real. It's not real bad, really. It's just again what do you call it? When you're at elevation and ground elevation to begin with, you're already at an extreme disadvantage, and then even with a great antenna, results can be really spotty. So yeah, for routine communications, yeah, a glass antenna works. I still have one on one of my cars.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely better than nothing, and they seem to be doing at least I'm getting out, so that's all that matters. I've been off the air for a while, so I appreciate you doing that. Paul, I won't hold up to anybody else at all.
Yeah, very good, Jason. That was Jason, November 4, Charlie, Juliet, Papa. He's up in Hendersonville camping out, working off an HT tonight. Who else is short on time? All right. Any first time check-ins? Anybody checking in for the last time? No, I wouldn't want to know that. All right, we'll start taking check-ins in from the east. Please come now, James.
Whiskey Alpha 4, Zulu Hotel India, James and Mount Juliet. Hi, Paul.
Hey, James. How you doing? No, I was just looking at a couple old photos from a thing we had at the restaurant in I keep forgetting the name of that place, one with the cowboy logo on it when we were doing Mount Juliet Road. You were in it.
Well, I don't remember that. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was like 20, I think it was 4 years ago. And in fact, yeah, there was a bunch of people, a couple of people in there I haven't seen in a while, but I saw a couple of them were kind of visiting. But no, it was a nice picture. It was nice to have see those. I'm glad I took those pictures.
Well, I'm glad you got up there.
Yeah, I'll have to send them out to the group. All right, anything else good for the net, James?
Don't know anything.
No, I know you know something. Don't hold any secrets back from us.
I got to hold my secret.
All right, James. Good to have you in there. That's Whiskey Alpha 4, Zulu Hotel India, and that's James here in Mount Juliet. Indoor antenna, by the way. Who else is east?
Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo.
Oh, very good. How you doing, Richard?
Oh, I'm good. I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie. But everything's under control, and 7-3 to everybody on the net. Appreciate what you're doing, and check in KI4SOR if you would, please. And I'll shut up and get out of your way and let somebody else holler at you. Take care. Talk to you when I can. KI4SS. I'll be shutting up.
Hey, did I mention to you that I don't know if you saw that? You might not have seen it on next door. Somebody was complaining because they were going to bring in, or the Mount Juliet was thinking about this, supposedly put in a private ambulance service available in Mount Juliet. And they said, that's not right because they'll charge us. And they say, the county EMS, we pay for with taxes and it's free. I wrote, they didn't publish it because I said, then I need to ask for a refund.
No, the fire service is free, but the ambulance service is not. And people have been confusing that for a long time.
Nah, there's nothing really confusing about it. Not really. I'd rather have the county EMS, than the private ambulance service.
Well, by and large, you're better off. And Mount Juliet has been tinkering with the idea of getting their own ambulance service for years in conjunction with the fire department. We'll get into a conversation face to face about that one of these days. But yeah, it's been a brouhaha to a great extent. But I don't look unless a private service comes in and tries to do something. I mean, the best they can hope to do is pick up somebody from a nursing home transport them to a doctor's office or a hospital or something of that nature. But I mean, it's not legal in Wilson County or any county for that matter for a private service to come in and take over the emergency service. They just can't legally do that.
I got you. It's funny because that's the way it used to be in the beginning of time.
Oh yeah, because that's government competing with private enterprise. But when it comes to health and property and all that kind of thing, government kind of trumps anybody else's nonsense.
Nah, I'd rather have the county. Anyway, that was Richard and his bride Stephanie. It's KI4SIB and KI4SOR, just a little bit west of Lebanon. We were talking about it because Richard used to work for that county fire department EMS. He was retired from it. Who else is, where was it? East.
KB4SM.
Hey, how you doing, Tom? You doing all better now?
Oh, much better. I got up this morning and actually shaved, declaring myself healed and no longer suffering from COVID.
Yeah, it's funny when you get a flu. Whenever I've had a flu or any illness, well, not necessarily similar to that, but there's a day that you wake up and you go, yeah, it's over.
Pretty much. It's a little gradual there. One thing is I don't want any more of it. I'd advise everyone else when they go out to put a Kroger bag over their head, maybe cut out some eye holes, but even if you have had your shot.
Most of us only have a-holes.
Well, that works for me too. All right. 73 to all. KB4SMM.
Well, we're glad you got better, Tom. It's good to hear your voice, and I'm glad that you recovered, or at least on the last legs of the stupid COVID thingy. All right, very good. It was Tom and Martha, Kilo Bravo 4 Sierra Foxtrot November. Who else is East? Please come on.
KO4OK TWI.
Okay. KE4TWI. How you doing, Wes?
Doing good. Enjoying the net.
Yeah. Okay. You've been enjoying your time off again this week?
Yeah, I got some stuff I got to do, including that water leak. But hey, it happened during the best time, when I'm off.
Did you figure out a way to get it found?
I got to do some isolation valves tomorrow. Narrow it down, so be up early. The plumbing supply store tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good plan, really. Just stick one a third and then another third and go from there.
Yep. I'll let you know how it works out when I report back in on Saturday. KE4TW.
Then you have all these valves in the line. Anyway, no, I hope you find. Anyway, that's Wes, KE4, Kilo Echo 4, Tango Whiskey, India. He's over near Watertown. Heard you in there, Roy.
Yeah, KO4OK. How you doing tonight, Paul?
I'm doing good. I know you can. We have no rules, but you're not East. You're East of something.
Oh, that gone.
No, that's all right. How you doing? You been out flying at all besides working?
No, sorry about that. I wasn't thinking. But means there's no rules. I know that there's a particular person that's listening in, but he's working. And I told him that means there wasn't no rules, that I'd go ahead and try to get him checked in too. KG4CXE.
I thought he worked from home.
Yeah, he does, and he's monitoring the channel, but he's working tonight.
Yeah, and you're self-identifying as being East of me.
Yeah, I know. It's a crazy, mixed-up world today.
Well, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, no, it doesn't matter. I get a kick out of it. I just have done that from the beginning just for kind of convenience, because otherwise you get everybody calling in all at once, So I just found it easier to go by east, south, north, southwest,
Oh, absolutely. And I just wasn't thinking. But technically speaking, of course, if you go far enough east and skip a few clouds, you come to me eventually.
Well, that's what I said. You're east of somebody.
Yeah, anyway, sorry about that, Paul. But I'll let you get back to it. But Chris wanted me to, I told him I'd check him in too. KO4 okay out.
All right, he's checking. He doesn't. He comes in as a relay slash virtual.
Yeah, that's what he says. He says lots of times he has self-relay.
Very good. All righty, that was Roy, Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Kilo Echo, and he's virtually checking in Chris, KG4 Charlie X-ray Echo, who says, that's quotation marks on both sides, he's working. Who else is east? Oh, Stan, everything well for you today?
Yeah, pretty good today, Paul. How about you?
Doing pretty good. You still, how far away from your challenge routine?
I'm at 934, I think. I have 970 work.
Are you doing all your logging, a logbook of the world, or another method?
The way I log is kind of complicated. I use a couple of different logging programs. The one I upload with is the DX Keeper, which is part of DX Lab. But I also do cards, but much better to do LOTW.
All righty. Well, I hope you continue. It's going to be the last 10%. It's going to be the hardest, I think.
Yeah, hopefully propagation will improve and do better on the higher band. Let me get 5-band DX and see what working on it.
Yeah, that'll be great. Well, how long has it been taking you now? How long have you been working on it?
I guess about 4 years.
Oh, that's not too bad, I don't think.
Not bad at all, I don't think. But anyway, Paul, I won't hold you up back to that KA4HQ.
All right, that was Stan in Lebanon. Kilo Mike 4, Hotel Quebec Echo. Anybody else east?
KE4 easy.
Hey, very good. Son, you got a commercial going on in there, Earl.
Oh yeah, I've got car show going on YouTube over here in the background. I was just waiting my turn, enjoying the cool breeze blowing in my house.
Did you put in new air conditioning?
Yeah, I finally broke down and got a total replacement.
Awesome. You have to tell me about that another time. I'm anxious to hear what you did.
Well, I just kicked back and relaxed and watched and asked questions and watched a little bit more and took the easy way out. Let somebody else do it.
Oh yeah, did they make good work of it?
Yeah, they did pretty good for what they had to do and work with and all that stuff. Turned out pretty well.
Good. It's nice to sit back in the comfort of a nice, cool house, isn't it?
Oh yeah, what you talking about? After being allowed myself to brave oil for however long I did, whatever like that. But anyway, it all worked out all right, and man, thank God for central heat and air.
Yeah, that was one of my funny things I read years and years ago. That when everybody had fireplaces, it was hearth and home. Everybody had a fireplace. I mean, there wasn't anything else. Fireplace in the house, some kind of a brick or stone fireplace. And then somebody decided to put in cast iron stoves, and there was predictions written in the newspapers that it was the end of the family as we know it.
Well, yeah, didn't old cast iron stoves, they cook stoves. Man, my I don't know, family member back in the when I can remember that far back, they had that thing going 24/7. Even on a hot day, got to keep them coals warm in their biscuit warmers.
Oh yeah, they would have to. That big old cast iron stove. Once it cooled off, it took some doing to put it back up to full heat. Anyway, no, it was just that they thought that since the family cooked and gathered around the hearth at night for their stories and their teachings and their lessons and their family get-togethers were all around the hearth of the fireplace, you take away the fireplace, what kind of family could you possibly have? And now we hide away all our heating and cooling in the closets, and it just stays so nice and comfortable. And now we sit around the warmth of a LCD TV and our smartphones. Anyway, that was Earl, Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu, with the good news of getting central cooling and heating. I don't care about the heating right now, but he's got cooling now, at least for the month of September and some of, well, I hope it's not too warm in October, but I'm glad it's working out for you, Earl. Who else is East?
W4 EBA.
Yeah. How you doing already?
Oh, doing pretty good here. Just trying to straighten up my shack here where I can get around without tripping on anything.
I don't believe that.
But I can send you a picture.
Yeah, but you could send, I haven't been to your house, so you could send me pictures of somebody else's shack.
Yeah. Well, I hope everybody's doing okay. It's good to hear Tom check in on everybody, and thanks for doing that. W4 EBA.
All right, that was Eddie in Gladeville, Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. Excellent signal. He always calls me up when he comes over to pick up groceries, not at my house, but just down the road from my house in Walmart. He could sit at, well, he wouldn't even need an antenna to talk to me. On an HT, he could talk to me, I think, without an antenna. Who else is East? North to Kentucky.
Hello, Juliet.
All right, hold on, man. So there's two, at least two in there. Brian, who go first?
Okay, well, this guy 360 big checking in, and I got no traffic and no messages.
All right, yeah, I found a website for you on that explosive welding.
Well, that'd be good. I'd like to look into that. I'm always looking for another hobby around the house.
Yeah, the ATF might think differently.
Well, I've been trying to figure out how to get the chlorine tablet and the brake fluid together and not have it go off at once.
Yeah, it takes some doing. You can use liquid chlorine if you want to in motor oil.
Yeah, I bet that makes it smell well.
You're not going to care. Well, very good, Brian. Good to have you in there. That was Brian, Kilo Alpha 3, Charlie Tango Papa. Who was the other party in there?
This is Jamie and Bethpage, Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Juliet X-ray.
Hey, Jamie, you're doing good. You sound good.
Thanks, sir. I'm back on the, I guess, the big machine, the 7100, so got a little bit more power behind it tonight. Yeah, I had a good day. I appreciated your last comments about sitting around the hearth with the family. I think that is very appropriate, and I think they actually were on to something with that sentiment.
Well, you think in those days, and again, I didn't live during those days, but I did live occasionally on a farm with my aunt and uncle and their children, my cousins. And what was nice about that was, and I didn't mind it then. This is back in the 50s and early 60s. That they never, and I mean never, had the television on. The only radio they had on usually was in the milking parlor when we were milking the cows. And so everything they did revolved around the home and the family and work. And that's not such a bad thing.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I think that it was a deliberate, to some extent, it was a deliberate decision. You know, they made those choices to do things that supported family. Just the same way that, you know, like the Mennonites and Amish, they deliberately choose to, you know, work with their hands and work together as a community to continue the community. It doesn't mean they couldn't do else, but they choose to do it. And I think it's a wise choice. There's a lot of value in that decision, I think.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we replaced it with sitting in front of large screen TVs and vegetating at the same time watching our smartphones.
Absolutely, we want to be distracted, don't we? Distracted to into oblivion. So, but yeah, I appreciate you hosting the net. Just wanted to check in and say hi. Appreciate all you do there.
All right, very good. That's Jamie and Bethpage, Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Juliet X-ray. He is, that was a good signal, really. It sounded great today from Bethpage. Who else is north?
Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar Oscar, Mark in Northwest Wilson.
Hey, Mark. You know, I say knew. Did you know Eddie, Japanese Junkyard, when you worked, didn't you work for Motorola?
I worked with Eddie years ago. So, yeah, something happened to him?
No. I was just talking to him, and he reminded me that he worked for the, I think, for the state or the county, working on Motorola, radio.
Yeah. Even before that, we worked together for a short while. And I've known Eddie for a long time. I remember I had a 6-meter radio one time, a 6-foot Motorola cabinet. And I worked on the thing and finally got it working and turned it on and blanked out every TV in my entire neighborhood. So I had another ham about a block away from me that called and told me what I was doing. But anyway, I gave it to Eddie. I never knew what happened to it for sure, but I'm sure there are TVs blanked out somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I bet you guys got pretty good at working on Motorola equipment, though.
Yeah, we worked on everything. Although we were a Motorola dealer for a long time, in later years, Kenwood became the product of choice.
Yeah, I guess you got stuck with Kenwood and GE, right?
Not GE, they were long gone by then.
Oh, okay, because I think Eddie told me that he had worked on GE stuff as well.
Yep. Well, if you're in the business long enough, you have access to all of them. I think I started with Motorola in like 67 or something like that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's going back to, well, that's the year I graduated from high school. I think you may have a year or two on me.
Yeah, I think I do. But I remember we still had tubes in mobile radios when I started.
Tubes served us.
They did. And it was quite a change when we went to all solid state for everybody.
Well, the most noticeable thing to most consumers was that you couldn't take the bag of tubes, check them out.
Yep, been there, done that.
I'm hearing some interference. Kentucky repeater, I'm guessing. Anyway, that's Mark, Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar Oscar. He is in says no.
KB9RKK. No, Victor, come back.
Hold on, I had Brent in there, and I also had Frank. Go ahead, Frank.
Hey, good evening there, Paul, and everybody else. Yeah, thanks for doing the net. When you said Kentucky, I was one of the guys that keyed up, and then I heard you say Kentucky, and I let go right away.
I don't know. I just heard some noise in there when Mark was talking, and I don't think you were doubling with Mark.
No, I heard that as well. Yeah, I don't know. Last time we thought it was Kentucky repeaters, it was people in Illinois.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was a pretty good night, wasn't it?
Yeah, Danville, Illinois. That's crazy.
Well, it's the craziest I've seen in on FM for certain.
Yeah, no, it's for 2 meters anyway. Yeah, you see that once in a while at 10 meters FM, but you get a real. But yeah, that was a crazy opening. If you recall, the map was showing all the way from Wisconsin to Alabama.
I'm hearing that right now. Do you hear that, Frank?
It's not super bad for me like last time, but yeah, I'm hearing a little bit of it.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Somebody look on that propagation map. I can't really do that real quickly. Anyway, good to have you in there, Frank. That's Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo. He's got a great signal there from northwest Mount Juliet. Brent, how are you doing?
Hey, Paul, how you doing tonight? Doing pretty good.
Must feel like you're on vacation this week.
Yeah, I got to work next week, so I'll be missing the net. But other than that, no, this has been a good day.
You going back to what is it, 3 days a week?
No, it's just crazy schedule right now. We got so many sick people. It's just like Sunday, they call me in the fire department, so I work 24 down there at Station 3 because we had so many people off. And I said, when they call a Rusty Neal like me, you know it's bad.
I don't know. They wouldn't call somebody who was incompetent, do you think?
No, just old.
I guess. Yeah. Just tell them. Listen, I'm pretty good, but I still have to make to haul butt. You got to make 2 trips.
Pretty much, it's a big butt to carry.
Yeah, very good. That's Brent, Kilo Echo 4 Romeo Victor Quebec. He is in. Yeah, no, it's funny. Did you change? No, are you actually listed as Old Hickory? I just looked you up.
Yeah, I'm listed as Old Hickory, but I kind of fall in no man's land.
Well, are you actually in Wilson County?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's weird.
Actually, it works out good for me.
Well, be glad you're not in Davidson County.
Oh, that makes 2 of us. Oh, yeah, I keep moving those. I never get it out. I get all this good.
I'm listening to that. I can hear that other party in there real clear. I don't think you can, but somebody else. If somebody else is listening to that, let me know. I want to know who it is. I'm pretty sure it's that repeater up in Kentucky, but it could be somewhere else. Anyway, that was Brent. Kilo Echo 4 Romeo Victor Quebec in Northwest Wilson. Not, it is Old Hickory, but it's not Old Hickory. He's in the Twilight Zone. Who else is north?
Whiskey 1 Alpha Mike Indian.
Hey, Adam. You doing all right?
Yes, sir. We are doing fantastic. Luckily, COVID's gone, symptoms are gone, and everybody in the family is back on their feet, back to work. So everybody is lucky on our end. How is everything on your end?
Oh, so far so good. I'm just intrigued by this whole thing. I mean, you told me last time you and your wife had gotten COVID and did, got through it okay. But what's confusing to me is does that mean did you have a vaccination? You said you did, didn't you?
Yes. My wife had the Pfizer, and I had the one Johnson & Johnson shot, and we had the same exact symptoms with the same intensity.
Okay. So I guess my question is, and again, I had the other one. I'm the third one, Moderna. But my question is, can you, I, and your wife all get this supposed variant just as easily at this point?
It sounds like we are all equally susceptible to catching it, but we will fare much better than those who are unvaccinated, so we can still catch it and pass it to other people, but we can withstand the symptoms.
I'm guessing, based upon what they said, because they said that people who got COVID, like Tom, well, Tom was also vaccinated. Well, people who I know who have gotten COVID without being vaccinated, they're as good as resilient to the virus as somebody who got vaccinated. So I'm figuring if you got vaccinated and you had COVID, you must be super resilient.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know how that works exactly, but I know how it hit me with the vaccine, and I wouldn't want to feel it without it, that's for sure.
Well, just to quickly said, I just saw an article today. It's a little intriguing because I'm not that bright about medical things, but it talked about the question they're having with COVID is why does it hit some people so hard? And that's the antibodies that you develop, the natural immunity of your body. The reason it affects some people worse, it says they're theorizing, is because the antibodies are actually attacking you as well as the COVID.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know about that. I've read something else too that kind of early on, so I'm not sure if it still holds true, but different blood types are affected at different intensities.
Yeah, I had heard that too. I don't know if it's true or not, but it makes some reasonable sense. Why are some people naturally immune, or seem to be, and others, go. My wife works in a building that has hundreds of people, considered, at the USPS, and she, she's around in the same facilities every day with which they employ hundreds at that plant, the main plant in Nashville. So you'd think that she'd be exposed to it every day, and there's been several people that got it. She's not gotten anything, no symptoms, no nothing.
Yeah, also interesting. When I had some symptoms, I thought it was just a bad sinus infection. I sat at a lunch table with my boss, his boss, and a regional sales guy. And we all had lunch together that day, and not a single other person developed any symptoms or tested for COVID.
Oh, you didn't sneeze big enough.
I guess not. We didn't share napkins or straws. But other than that, man, I hope you all doing well. Thank you for doing the net, and love hearing everybody say their piece. So everybody be safe. 73 Whiskey 1 Alpha Mike India.
Very good. That was Adam, Whiskey 1 Alpha Mike India. He also had recovered from him and his wife from a COVID infection, so I'm glad they're all better. Who else is north?
Kilo Charlie 9 Echo Tango Sierra Paul North Mount Juliet.
Well, you sound really loud today. Of course, you shouldn't sound quiet.
I back off a little bit.
No, you're doing fine. I don't have to strain to listen. I don't wear a headset. I probably should, but I do fine with my 5-inch speaker here.
Oh yeah, we got the good old classic Shure SM57 here.
No, it works great.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, all good here. Trying to stay dry, and we'll also identify as a super immune or whatever you said.
I hope so. It's funny, but you said super dry. I was talking to another Simplexton earlier today. I did not realize, I've never been to that Bonnaroo that's goes on every year. They canceled it, and I didn't realize the lowest price tickets. I think tickets were $376 or $379 or something like that.
Yikes! I hope that's for the whole week.
Yeah, I think that's the 4-day thing. The general admission, I think, is what he said. But there's tickets that are like the premium executive tickets. You can spend a couple of grand for.
Oh yeah, the concerts have gotten like the airlines. They'll find many ways to reach into your pockets. Getting in the door is a start, and then you can get all the fancy upgrades and pay more for better parking or better seats or meet the artist or drinks or whatever. There's all, you can spend as much money as you're willing to.
Yeah, I don't think I'm willing to. My wife is not interested in going anyway, even though she does love music. But she said that's too big a crowd. And well, what I suggest, she told me, and I don't know if it's true or not. She says there's apparently a lot of weed smokers going there, and so I figured if they canceled the event, that weed prices will drop dramatically this year.
Supply and demand is good.
Anyway, I'm glad you're doing well. That's Paul, Kilo Charlie 9 Echo Tango Sierra here in Mount Juliet. Who else is north?
K4WKU on a milk stool.
Hey, there you go, Steve. You're on a what did you say?
3-legged milk stool.
Well, you better sit still. How's it going? You sound good tonight.
Yeah, about half scale on you. I've been able to hear everybody east and north so far.
Yeah, the conditions must be good because I was hearing some interference, and I was presuming it was from that that Fredonia repeater outlet.
I haven't heard it.
Well, that's because your beam's pointing south, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it here periodically, depending upon conditions. I was hearing the voice, not a great signal, but I could hear everything he was saying, clearly. It's a full copy, and it's amazing how it's intermittent. Though.
I'll give me another number if you're watching the test. So 73 seconds. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, very good. That's Steve up in north of Bowling Green. Kilo 4 Whiskey Kilo uniform, and he's just a little bit north of Bowling Green. He does that Tuesday and Thursday Simplex net on 146. I forgot the number. 146. What is that frequency, Steve?
430.
Yeah, 430. I wanted to say 460, but that's the one they use the digital net here on. Yeah, it's 430 on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. If you can swing it, try getting into that net. It's 7:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Who else is north? Over to the west. Please come now.
KM4YRF, Mike and Belshire.
Are you able to hear any of that interference here, Michael?
I'm not.
Well, that's the trouble with not being me.
I guess you're right.
No, that's good. Everything going well? I mean, did you have to do a change of medication or something with that thing, that hospitalization thing?
No, I'm not going to really know anything probably until next Tuesday when I see the neurologist.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, you're feeling all right, though?
Yeah, I've still got a headache and just a little off, but that's probably normal.
You say you're a little off?
Yeah, well, there are those probably say a whole lot off.
Yeah, you can be half off or half wits.
Halfway, that's probably a good way to put it.
Yeah, very good. I'm glad you're well. I don't want to hear about any more going to the hospital.
Yeah, me either.
Well, very good. That was Michael in Belshire, Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot, and he does the. Don't forget to check into the Sunday night 10-meter net on 28.415, 7:30 p.m. That's Sunday night, 7:30, 28.415. That's of course upper sideband. Who else is West?
KG4 CXE, Chris Nadal.
I already checked you in, man.
You did?
Yeah, Chris said, not Chris. Roy said he was checking you in with a relay virtual.
Yeah, well, I expected to be working, but I got out of it a little earlier than I expected, so here I am.
All right, you sound great. Working that late, huh?
Yeah, it started at 7 and it's supposed to end at 10, but we basically had it tested and I just pushed them off on the phone because I got to get up early tomorrow for something else at like 4:30. So if I can get them off the phone earlier, then I get tested earlier.
Well, good. I'm glad you do what you do because I don't want to do it. I've done some remote stuff like that, not like what you do, just remote stuff interacting with microprocessors elsewhere, and it can be a challenge.
Yeah, we were doing surgery at a distance tonight, and we cut the right wire, so that the anxiety was gone when it did go bad right from the beginning. But other than that, it was just like hurry up and test this stuff so I can get off there.
Yeah, catastrophic mistakes aren't always predictable.
No, and we thought we knew what we were doing, but you go in and you kind of start putting in these things and hope that it doesn't bother the rest of the things. Right? That's basically the scenario. Well, we actually denied something, and we wanted to see what it would do. We expected it to do something bad, but it actually didn't. So, what do you know?
Well, those are some of the mysteries of software, firmware, and hardware.
It's all man-made, so there's flaws in all of it. It's all I've got. KG4 CXE.
Yeah, very good. That's Chris, and he's in Donaldson, KG4, Charlie X-Ray Echo. Who else is West?
And TAW, David and Madison.
Hey, David, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. I'm hanging in there.
Just hanging, huh?
Yeah, that's about all I can do.
Obviously, you're keeping busy.
Yeah, that's the problem. Way too busy.
Well, it's a whole lot better than being not busy at all.
Yeah, the days definitely go by quicker.
Yeah, but it tends to eat up on your free time too sometimes.
Yeah, I hate when work gets in the way of my fun.
Well, I heard it said one time, long time ago, that people work for their time off. They're not working for the sake of working.
Well, yeah, that and keeping the lights on, sure.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's a question of, I mean, if work is your only, well, I've known people like that. Work is their only thing. That's all they're interested in. They don't have much of a life otherwise.
Yeah, I've worked with a few of those, and in the end, I hope it was worth it.
No, it never is. Anyway, anything else good for the net?
No, not really. Enjoyed the tailgate. That turned out pretty good, and looking forward to the next.
Yeah, that's looking forward to Bowling Green. Actually, that's a good. That's usually. I went to the last one they had 2 years ago, and it was really nice.
Yeah, I was there 2 years ago. I had a table set up. I don't think I'm going to get to make it this year. I think I got a conflict on that weekend.
All righty. Well, can't make them all. All right, that was David. He's in Madison. November 5, Tango Alpha Whiskey. Great signal as always. Who else is West?
KG4 LV, Jack Donaldson.
Hey, Jack. Um, doing okay?
I'm doing great, and so glad I'm retired. Life in the slow lane is wonderful.
Yeah, I know. I was at the dentist today, and it was early, and the dental technician said, "So what do you got planned for the rest of the day?" I go, "I'm retired." You know, that was my answer.
Yeah, I like to brag about it too.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I don't know. I might swing by McDonald's for coffee. We'll see.
Yeah, anything I feel like.
Well, I do have some things I have to do. You know, since I'm married, you're not, and I also have 6 dogs and a cat to take care of. So I have some obligations, but still, yeah, I think I'll mow the lawn tomorrow. What the heck?
Yeah, I really never thought I'd live this long, but I'm so glad I did. And I wanted to thank you for doing the net, Paul, and say hello to everybody listening tonight.
Hey, you didn't see that new Springfield Arms 1911? They called the oh gosh, I forgot the name of it. Anyway, it's only $1,200.
Oh, give me two of them.
Yeah, it's the 45 ACP.
Oh, Springfield makes nice ones.
Oh no, it's pretty. It's pretty, but you know, you got to actually work out your arms to hold it up. It's all steel.
Well, no recoil then.
Oh, it is a nice looking handgun. Take a look at it. Look under Springfield Arms on their newest weapon, their newest 45.
All right, thanks again for doing the net, Paul. KG4 LV.
All right, Jack. We'll catch you later. KG for Kilo Golf 4, India. Lima Victor, good signal out of Donaldson. That's Jack. Who else is West?
Kilo Oscar 4, Mike Kilo Delta.
There was two people. Was that well, the first one in there was Kilo Oscar 4. Is that Mike Kilo Delta? Do I have that right?
Roger, Rogers, Doug up here in Greenbrier.
Ah, very good, Doug. Mike Kilo Delta. For some reason, that doesn't stick in my mind, but it should. I think it was some another station in another station. Hold on, got covered up by Doug. How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Still trying to get better reception on my antenna. I hear you and only a couple of the other people. I've actually added 5 more feet of elevation, 5 more feet of mass pole on Monday, and still I just can't hear. It looks like I'm going to have to invest in a real antenna instead of my homebrew open stud J pole.
Now, again, J poles are useful. I mean, they're great for they're relatively small compared to other antennas. I mean, I have a super J pole I built some years ago that's 96 inches tall. That's still a very manageable size antenna, whereas the antenna I use now is 24 feet long. So you have to deal. It's a little bit different dealing with that one, you know.
Yeah, I just like you said earlier, spending money is not the thing I like to do. So been trying to get out on the cheap. So I may have to invest in either a diamond or one of those other commercial antennas for 2 meter.
Well, again, on a budget, I would say this: you can get a really good antennas that tram. I think it's a 1481, but look it up yourself. It's a 17.5 foot antenna. I forget the number. I think that's the number. And I had one of those. I still have it, but I'm not using it because it's not as good as the one I'm with. But it's also 1/4 of the cost of the one I'm using. So that tram of 17.5 foot is a good all-around antenna. It just isn't going to last. I don't think it's going to last a long time. And then the next one up, if you can swing it, that X510, that diamond, it's a beauty for about $200. It really is. I've had so many good reports about that. I was thinking about getting one myself as a second antenna.
Yeah, I've got some friends that have the diamond, and they really pleased with them. So I think I may have to walk up and down the road, pick up some aluminum cans, and maybe sell a little plasma.
Well, again, I wouldn't ever recommend somebody cutting into the family budget to buy an antenna.
with that. I'll clear out and let somebody else talk to you. KO4MKD clear.
Yeah, very good, Doug. Yeah, your signal sounds great today. It really does. Good, strong signal. That's Kilo Oscar 9, Mike Kilo Delta, and he's in Greenbrier. Who else is West?
Katie for OEN. This is Mary. Hello, Paul and the gang.
Yeah, hold on one second. I think I got a weaker station right behind you there. Who is that Kilo station?
Kilo Delta 4, Oscar Echo November. Mary. Hi, Paul.
No, I'm sorry, Mary. I didn't say that properly. There was another Kilo station that was weaker than you, and you covered them up, and I didn't know who it was.
KG4 SFS.
Ah, that's who it was. It was Charles. How you doing, Charles?
I guess not too well. If you can't hear me.
Oh no, I can hear you. It's just a closer station that's got more power did better than you. I mean, you're about twice as far away from them as they are.
Yeah, you can hear me. I got a work in progress over here. I still got to get my antenna straight up and a better, more power radio. Go ahead.
Ah, very good. Well, you got a good signal in here tonight.
I was going to say, I don't know anything about retiring.
No, when I was 40, I didn't know anything about retiring either. Don't worry about it. Just keep.
Everyone, KG4SF.
Very good. That was Charles up in Joelton, Ashland City area. Kilo Golf 4, Sierra, Foxtrot. Mary, sorry about miscommunicating there. You doing all right?
No worries. Yes, we're doing fine. And how about you, Paul? And all your fur babies?
Yeah, we're doing great. I sent you that picture of the wiener dog, didn't I?
Yes, you did. So cute.
Oh, we love all our dogs, but this new one she's not new, she's 3 years old, but she is the sweetest, lovingest lap monkey you've ever seen.
Oh, I love those kinds.
Yeah, she'll and when she see, I took her for a walk today. I had taken a few days off because it was today, and it's so funny to watch her. But she loves running through tall grass. And then after a while, she gets tired, and she'll just, and if I pause for a second, she'll just lay down on the grass and just sit there and feel like she's happy she's out in the grass. You know?
How cute. Yeah, our Duchess thinks she's a lap dog too, but she's 80 pounds now.
She's a what?
80 pounds now.
Oh yeah, no, those. Well, they kind of be half on your lap anyway.
Oh yes, she does that. She does that. Hope you and your family have been well.
Yeah, everyone's good so far. How's your hubby doing?
He's okay. I'll let him say hi to you here. I'll go ahead, son, and let him speak to you. Katie for OEN. Great to talk to you.
Yeah, very good, Mary. Good to hear from you.
KD4 BQK. And everybody else too.
Hey, very good. Good to have you in there. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I forgot your call is Kilo Delta 4, and I forget what those. It's Tango Kilo is the end. I forget already.
84 BQK.
Ah, there you go. Now, how could I forget that? I did though. Hadn't heard from you in so long. I hope you're doing all right.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Excellent. You sound very good.
Oh, it's good to hear you.
Yeah. No, I'm glad to be here. Glad to be still up and kicking. Well, very good. That was Mary and Marty, Kilo Delta 4 Oscar Echo November, and Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Quebec Kilo, and they're in Belshire. But you live right next to Michael up in Belshire. Good to have you both in. I haven't heard them in a while. I'm glad you're doing all right. Who else is West? Wow, I got a train wreck on that one. Let's try one more time. It's hard to tell who to go first. Somebody go first.
KN4 Alexa.
KN4. Oh, X. What is that?
Kilo November for Oscar X-ray November.
Oh yes. How are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. I wanted to thank you for your help a couple of weeks ago with the Diamond X200 install help. Be doing good. I'm taking some notes. I feel like I'm hearing a lot more people than I usually do, or at least that's what I'm going to tell myself.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you are. Yeah, that one. That's one of those things. Putting together something that you haven't put together, but afraid to do something extraordinary for fear of messing it up.
Yeah, especially haven't even used it yet. It's just a pile of money until you get it up in the air. So yeah, again, I appreciate that. I thought about slamming it against the ground, but I didn't know if that was actually going to do anything. It's the first thing.
Well, there's a distinction between slamming and just give it some good raps, like on a carpeted surface or something.
Well, it's a fine line, but mission accomplished either way.
Yeah, well, again, I've seen people who. I just reference a silly story. When I was working construction, we had this one particular set screw that was in an electrical panel that was the only thing on the panel that used a hex head, and so you did that. You were doing those a lot, in all of the panels we were using, and it eventually would wear them out. In fact, I bought a whole bunch of spares for the crew, just because they wore out. But the one guy, he didn't wear them out; he broke them. And I finally had to say, listen, I think you're turning them too hard. I mean, you have to know when to stop turning, man.
Yeah, that would probably be.
Anyway, I was just saying that's the distinction in torquing things or whacking things. They have to be in a scale of, there's a gray scale of when you whack something.
That's what they're telling me.
Yeah, very good. But you think you're hearing better though, huh?
I think so, and maybe it was because the other one was a Saturday night, but my logbook is well, not logbook, but my notes here are filling up quite a bit. I tried to get on the following Saturday, or as close as I could to the net, but I like it away. Here I am though.
All right, well, very good. I'm glad it's working out for you though. Yeah, let me know how it goes. And of course, the idea too is that I don't know, were you able to get it up high enough that you wanted to?
Yeah, I mean it's in the same location as the X50 I had on an old satellite dish mount on our chimney, so as high as I can get it attached to the house, and that's good enough for now.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I hadn't. I just today, I think, went to your web page. The Shura Z page. I had not noticed. If I'd been to it before, I didn't see that picture. So I don't know if that's new or not. But I doubt it is because it shows the old antenna.
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. I should update that. I made a point to take pictures of the new one, but just haven't updated it yet.
Yeah, I've got a couple of little videos on YouTube that show my X 700 in the wind. And somebody even just the other day, it's been up there over a year. The one that's been up over a year. He's telling me you need to get guy that down with wire or rope.
I think I've seen that video, your video specifically about that, but I don't know, whatever works for you. But I'll let you get back to the netball. I appreciate it. KN4 OSN.
Yeah, very good. That's David. Kilo November 4 Oscar X-ray November, another antenna project manager. Who else is Wes?
W4G.
Hey, let's see. Today's Wednesday, so you already been working.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to stay awake. I had the last orientation and all that day, and go tomorrow start all the driving stuff. So that's what's going on.
Awesome. Yeah, orientation, was that interesting?
Yeah, I found some interesting facts about the post office I didn't know.
Did they try to wow you with the statistics of how much mail they process every day?
Yeah, it's kind of impressive how much they do. I mean, that's a lot.
Oh, it's unbelievable. When you really see it up close, it's unbelievable. And I think during that, when they were talking about having the mail-in ballots was somehow going to be a problem for the Postal Service, even if everybody in the country had a mail-in ballot, like 300 million people, that's still only like 1 or 2 days of the mail processing they do normally.
Yeah, they do a lot. interesting. The only vehicle that post office is not allowed to possess to deliver mails is aircraft.
Oh, is that right? They're not permitted to do aircraft?
Well, they cannot own aircraft. They charter it out like up in Alaska, but they cannot own aircraft to deliver. They have boats and things like that. They said they deliver to some of these, down to the bayous, Louisiana, down in that, but they do that type of thing, but no aircraft. All that's charter.
Oh, that's interesting. It's funny when you consider the military's got thousands of planes.
Yeah. And see, they're only part of the federal government. Does not run on any tax dollar, revenue or tax dollars that that they use to fund everything else. So kind of like just mostly off postage and the other things that they sell.
Yeah, it's a big operation, that's for sure. I mean, nobody really, unless you've seen or see like the demonstration you did there, or been in some of their larger processing plants, which I have, it's phenomenal how much stuff they manage. And then you multiply that times 50 states, and you go, holy crap, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they're talking about that annex facility that stays open 24/7. How big that is. It's not too. I forgot they said it was here in Nashville. It's somewhere. It's not too far from where the main post office is, but that one runs just nonstop.
Yeah, that's where my wife is employed there at the Royal Parkway.
Yeah, that's where I've been. Doing the training and all that. But that annex facility, that's what they call it. That one runs just nonstop.
Yep, it's amazing, really. It's all behind the scenes, really, except most people just know the Postal Service from their mailman.
That or waiting in line to try to get to the front counter.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'm glad it's going well for you. I'm anxious to hear how you make out with it. That's Jeff. He's in Madison. Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. Who else is Wes?
KO4 HSD, David in Bellevue.
Hey, David. You doing well?
I'm doing pretty good, Paul. I had a radio question for you if you have a second.
I'll try.
All right, looks like you got a 991. Are you running waterfall or waterfall 2 on your setting?
I'm pretty sure it's waterfall.
Okay, well, I was just had been trying to tweak my display, and even though I have the latest software, according to Yaesu, I just have a spectrum and a waterfall setting. But other people that I've seen that have the same software have a waterfall 2 as a selection.
Huh. I don't think I'm aware of that. In fact, I just noticed today that I was researching a little bit, and there's an upgrade to the software, the main software, but I'm not sure what that includes.
Yeah, I'm not either. Like I said, mine is up to date according to Yaesu, and my display's just not acting right. And I've been talking with them via email, and I was just kind of curious as to which waterfall you have. And like I said, my selection of waterfall 2 does not come up, even though they say I should have it.
Oh, I got you. Have you noticed I got a hole in my waterfall? Have you noticed it on the screen?
I hadn't noticed that. I'll have to look closer.
Yeah, look over in the, let's see, I'm looking at it on the left because I'm looking at the inverse on the screen. My screen, it shows the reverse, the mirror image, but it'd be on the right of your screen over, like directly below the 50 over in that red part. And it looks like somebody took a bullet and shot it through it. So it's got a dead spot in the screen.
Okay, I haven't noticed that. I don't have the YouTube up tonight, so I'll take a look. I appreciate you doing the net, Paul. Have a good evening.
Yeah, very good. That's David in Bellevue. Kilo Oscar for Hotel Sierra Delta. Anybody else, West?
Kilo Delta 4, Charlie, Victor Echo, Greg, and Antioch.
Hey, Greg. You sound good tonight.
Yeah, the local stations are sounding good to me tonight, but I'm not getting much distance.
Well, again, you're kind of in a bad spot down there, I think. That whole Antioch, Smyrna seems to be like in the, I don't know, it's like in a black hole in some areas.
It is. But way back when I got my license, there was a sighted gentleman who liked to make those copper tubing J-poles, and he handed them out like candy.
Yeah, it's there. Listen, there's nothing wrong with them. I mean, they're great antennas, and if you get them up high enough, you can do great things with them. It's just people tend not to because they're initially a lot of times when people put up J poles, they're thinking about doing repeaters, and it's great for repeaters, but it's not too great for trying to work simplex over any long distance.
Yeah, at that time, pretty much we used the Short Mountain 3191 repeater, which at that time was a monster.
Oh, it still is. That 9-1 machine is excellent.
Yeah, I don't think you really needed an antenna even here in Nashville. I think Kirk chunked it once just using like 19 inches of connectors.
I'm not surprised. I mean, that is one. That one and the 985 machine up in Jolton, it seems to have similar properties.
Yeah, that 995 is really strong here.
Yeah, it's amazing because you can hit it from almost anywhere in this area.
Well, very good. Well, I'll see you on the next one.
Very good. That was Greg and Antioch, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Who else is West? How you doing, Tony? Got a sponsor rounded up for tonight?
Yeah, tonight we're being brought to you by something that's very much in the news. It's the Afghanistan Olympic synchronized sweating team.
Yeah. And what happens if you come in first?
You're all with.
And probably deceased.
Well, they sweat. Then, of course, they have spitting and scratching.
Oh, I'd win it in the 100-foot sweat.
I understand.
Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there, Tony. Anything else for the net? You doing anything intelligent?
No, just trying to live day by day.
Yeah, sorry to hear about your pet.
Yeah, I buried him this morning. It's been a little hard.
It's always hard. You know, I think back. I may have even thought of it when you told me you wrote about your pet. About when I first pet I had to bury when I was very young. I'm going to say 9. Got hit by a car and I took that thing and buried the cat and buried it. And I don't know if mourn is the right word, but I feel bad about it.
Well, we lost Red about 2 months ago, and now we've lost Toby, so it's kind of a double whammy.
Well, was it expected in some way?
Well, he was 17, and he was blind and deaf. And, I mean, for a Yorkie, 17 is ancient.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you. Like that one we lost 4 or 6 weeks ago, whenever that was. We're pretty sure she was 20.
Yeah. Anyway, God's going to give him a nice place to play.
Yeah, no, it's they give us more joy than I think we could give them.
Absolutely, I still think they're angels sent here to teach us lessons that we're too arrogant to learn on our own, like loyalty and unconditional love.
Oh, I agree. Some of the angels I have keep crapping in the house.
Those are blessings.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I have to think about them differently now as I clean up those blessings and cursing them. I'll no longer curse them for giving me blessings.
There you go.
Yeah, very good, Tony. That's KF4. That's Kilo Foxtrot 4. Kilo Foxtrot Quebec in Smyrna. Who else south?
Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee.
Hello, Bill. You sound good.
Well, thank you much. You were a lot noisier at 8 o'clock than you are at 9. The static in the background, I don't know if that means anything or not.
I think we had some weird conditions, or have had. Like I said, I heard a lot of noise interference, I would just call it. It was, it was man-made interference coming out. I think it was Kentucky, but I don't hear it now.
I don't either, but I just thought I would mention it. Everything's just going hunky dunky so great here. I can't hardly stand it.
Well, that's a good way to have it. I'd rather have it that than any alternative. Very good, Bill. Good to have you in there, Bill. Great signal. Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee. And Bill always operates on solar power and a battery, since there's no solar out at the moment, but he charges a battery off of solar to keep her going. Who else is south?
Whiskey Victor 4 Delta. And
Hey, Ken. I haven't talked to you all day, I don't think.
I don't think so either, Paul. We got to fix that.
Hey, tell me, is your wife doing all right?
Yep, we got a negative report on the COVID.
Ah, so she's got the non-COVID flu?
I think so. And it's just bringing her down and down and down and down. But we were glad to hear it was not COVID.
Yeah, but you need to send that into the newspaper. You found a non-COVID flu victim.
I don't know, Paul. She has all kinds of issues. And so I think now that you got a negative from the COVID, you need to go to the doctor and find out what's going on.
Well, I'm guessing that, but what, those kind of things, I know when I have the flu, and unless I'm got some deadly pain or deadly illness, it's one of those things, they say you can either go to the doctor and get medication and spend all kinds of money, and you'll have it 8 to 10 days, or you can go home and just take aspirin and get some sleep and lots of fluids, and it's 8 to 10 days.
Yep. Well, you heard this joke about if you have the flu, it'll last 7 days. And if you don't have the flu and you take all kinds of medicine, it'll only last a week.
Yeah, that's right. I used to have a guy who worked for me. When he got the cold, he was so funny because he'd come in with a bag, this paper bag at the time, came with a paper bag, and it had NyQuil, it had in 3 or 4 or 5 other over-the-counter medications, of which he took them all, and he's sitting there sniveling and sneezing, coughing. I don't think it did him any good.
I don't think this does her any good either. Well, it does in a way. It gives her some support that she's doing something, to help her situation. But she's doing better. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it very much. I'll turn it back over to you and Lynette, and you guys have a great day. WB4D.
All righty, that was Ken in Smyrna, Whiskey Victor 4 Delta. Glad to hear it wasn't COVID on your wife. Anybody else, Sal?
KR4AZ.
Hey, how you doing, Tim?
Doing all right, Paul. How about you?
Sounds like you're in a hurry there.
Well, I tried to get in a little early, see if I could check in a little earlier because I got summons out in the kitchen. So I'm back in here doing a little something. I hear you're still on here. I said, so I'll try to check in. I said, you're just making it to the south, so you must be running a little late tonight.
Oh yeah, we'll be finished here shortly. The south is the end of it tonight.
Oh, okay. You doing all right?
Oh yeah, no, everything's going great. No, we're having a big net tonight. It's going a little longer than, well, it's not longer than, well, kind of longer than normal. We seem to spend an hour and a half every day, but no, we're doing all right. It's all good, I guess. I mean, I've got nothing, well, I can say I mean, it's better to do, but I don't mind being on the air.
I understand. Well, glad everything's going well, and I'll turn it back over to you. Enjoyed it, and get you on here again, my friend. KR4AZ back then.
Yeah, very good. That was Tim in Murfreesboro, Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu. In fact, Jim, who works tonight, I believe, Kilo Echo 4 Tango. Oh shoot, forget his call. But anyway, he called out, and I could hear him, but I didn't get to the radio. But he was talking to me from the top of Trash Mountain, there, just northeast. I think it's northeast of Murfreesboro. on his HT, and I could hear him just fine. So he had the elevation at 800 something feet. Anyway, who else is anybody else south or anywhere? One more time. I think there was a double in there. The Victor Alpha.
Kilo November 4, Bravo, Victor Alpha.
Ah, very good. Kilo November 4, Bravo, Victor Alpha. I don't remember the name or the location. Please help.
I'm the second Preston in Rutherford County, down in Murfreesboro.
You're the second. I'm sorry, the second which?
Sorry, there's two Prestons on the radio down here in Murfreesboro. Name is Preston in Murfreesboro.
Oh yeah, the other Preston. He's in Las Casas, isn't he?
I think he's more out Triune, kind of near me, but more towards Franklin.
Yeah, I got it. I'm sorry. Yeah, you haven't heard from me in a while, so the call doesn't ring a bell to me. How you doing?
I'm trying to get back into the radio. I fell off of it for a bit. I'm trying to get back in it, and I miss the net all the time. So I'm working on it.
No, that's good. There's no pressure. I mean, life and work and family seem to get in the way of hobbies and everything else too.
Yeah, you get swamped without realizing it, and then you realize what you're missing, and it's like, I need to get back into it.
Well, no, it's a lot of fun. Radio can be a ton of fun. Anyway, good to have you in there, Preston. Yeah, it's good to hear from you.
You too. Hopefully, I'll be on here more often. KN4 BBS.
Yeah, very good. That was Preston. He's in Murfreesboro. Kilo November 4, Bravo, Victor Alpha. Anybody else south or anywhere?
Whiskey Oscar 4 Yankee.
Blue Golf Yankee.
Hold on, Eddie. Zulu Golf Yankee. And that was, I heard Whiskey Oscar 4 Yankee. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Paul. It's Mike in Laverne. Yeah, I just wanted to say I got the tell the bank teller today that same phrase that, do what? I'm retired.
Yeah, it's funny how people respond to that.
Yeah, you was asking about the propagation map. I pulled that up, and it's mostly just a bunch of light lime color across the screen, little heat towards Somerset.
Oh, so it's not really big conditions then.
Nothing to get excited about, especially down here in the holler.
Yeah, you guys have a harder time from some of those locations south of, I'll say, down in Murfreesboro, Antioch, Laverne, Smyrna, seem to have a lot more trouble going to the northwest.
Well, you know what? Last week or Saturday, you were gonna let me try that guy in Bowling Green, but after talking to you about that, I heard the guy. I didn't get the call completely. Alpha something 9 Lima. He said he could hear me down here, but I had him, 9+.
Yeah, that's Steve in Scottsville, I believe.
Yeah. You said he was probably 10 miles further south from Bowling Green.
Yeah, he's a little. Bowling Green's almost due north of me, and he's a little. I'll say 5 or 8 or 10 degrees to the east of. If I went over 10 degrees or so, it'd be northeast, and about probably 10 miles closer than Bowling Green. But he could hear you fine.
Yeah, Roger, I wished I'd hung in there. Wished I could have hung in there a little longer to give him a try because he said he could hear me, for the most part. Anyway, I'll back out of here. It's been a long wait tonight. So, 73, see you there, Paul. WO4Y.
Yeah, very good. That's Whiskey Oscar 4 Yankee, and that's Mike and Laverne. Yeah, thanks for hanging in there. It's going a little. It seems like we have several nets to go this long, mainly because we keep flapping our jaws here. At least I do. Eddie, I hear you in there. How you doing? That's Whiskey Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee.
Well, good afternoon. This is Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee. I want to jump in there and say hello. Before I close out, I want to say that you probably heard the joke about the two rats. One rat looking at the other rat said, "Are you going to take the shot?" The other rat said, "No, they ain't through experimenting on humans yet."
Yeah, there's a lot of truth in that, isn't there, Eddie?
Yeah, yeah, you got a good net going on tonight. Probably sounding great back down here. I did hear Steve a while ago out of Bowling Green. He sounded good as well.
Oh, awesome. Well, what antenna do you use down there right now?
Running a beam back up there. I can't remember exactly which one it is now, but I'm running a beam, 13 elements.
Okay, so you're pretty much pointed almost right at Bowling Green if you're pointing it at me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He sounded great. I don't always hear him that well, but he had a good signal.
No, sometimes it's rougher. You're right. Last night I talked to him and it was rougher than it was today. Well, good to have you in there, Eddie. Everything going well for you and your family?
Doing well. We're doing well there. Try to get back up sometime and get breakfast with you again there. Last time we were camping and I had other obligations that day. But anyhow, good evening. Thank you. Good morning. Good afternoon. And thank you. And I'll get back in another time. Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, very good. That's Eddie. He's Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee, and he is in Shake Rag near Shelbyville. Anybody else anywhere?
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Hey, Larry. Trying to come in last, are you?
Did I make it?
Oh, almost. I don't know. I don't know what last is. When if you could, somebody can come in next. I don't know.
What city up there south? His signal was up at S4 on him tonight. Usually don't have anything.
Who is it? Eddie in the Shake Rag?
No, the other one.
Well, let's see. We had Mike and Laverne.
No, he's south of you.
Who were you talking about that was north of me?
South of you, Eddie.
Oh, well, Eddie is in Shelbyville. He is south of me. And then Eddie, which other Eddie are you talking about?
He lives up there real close to you.
Oh, you mean Eddie in the Gladeville?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's got a good. Did he have a good signal tonight?
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's got a good elevation and he's got a tower, so he gets out real good.
He must have just got it done then.
Sometimes he cheats and uses an HT. Sometimes he uses mobile. Sometimes I don't know what he uses all the time.
All right, man. What did you get on with it? KE4SYB.
Very good. That's Larry in Rockville. Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. He was number 40. Anybody else? Well, here's somebody breaking the squelch. Anybody copying that for me? I hear nothing. I can't tell who that is. Somebody's really. Anybody? Nobody else is hearing that?
Yeah, I think it's David.
David.
Yeah, over at Las Casas. He's real weak to me.
Yeah, I can't. All I can hear is hash. It's right. It sounds like 3 hash transmissions.
KI4NDN, and he's unreadable.
Oh, that's David in Reedville. Okay, great. Wow, he must be either low power or on an HT or something. Man, David, I can hear you, but I didn't know it was you. I got nothing out of that, though. Could you hear that at all, Larry?
Yeah, but barely.
All right, David, send me an email. Tell me what you said.
He said, "Will do, Paul. Thank you."
All right, very good. That was David with just on a kind of a relay, and I couldn't copy what he said, but Larry could. That's Kilo India 4 November Delta November. Usually has a great signal, so something's going on. Who else is any place? Anybody any place before we move on to 10 meters? All righty, we'll wrap it up with 41 people. It's a little above our recent average, but it's still a huge number in so many ways because there's a whole lot of, and I can't explain it, but there's a whole lot of even repeater nets that would be thrilled with 41 check-ins, and a whole lot of Aries nets, and a whole lot of Racy's nets, and a whole lot of club nets. And I think that we get something accomplished because we kind of build more of a long-standing relationship because we're actually talking about things that are important to us, whether they be radio or family or otherwise. So I think that's part of the success is the reason. It certainly can't be me. I think it's also because it's simplex, because hardly anybody does simplex now. Anyway, let's go over to 10 meters, the 28.415 upper sideband, 28.415 upper sideband. We'll see you there and appreciate everybody who checked in. All right, this is K4PW, the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Looking for check-ins from the east. Please come down. Taking check-ins from east or north. Anybody anywhere to east or north?
UWB0 NLO. Late getting there.
All right, we had like a triple in there. It's Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar Oscar. We got you in there, Mark. Good signal. Who else was east? Let's go east first. The north next.
Charlie 9, that's Los Angeles Sierra.
All right, got you in there, Paul. Sound good. A little. The audio the signal's a little lower. What antenna are you using?
I'm using that 43-foot vertical. I don't know that it's super resonant here.
Yeah, okay. No, it's doing a job though. I mean, it's not like it's an awful signal. I can copy it well. Just curious. Very good. The 43-footer. All right. Who else is north?
Kilo Bravo 9. Romeo Kilo.
Very good. Got you in there, Frank. Sound good. Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo, Frank, and Northwest Wilson. Who else north? North or west?
Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. 5 to go fast.
All righty. Got you in there, Michael. Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. That's Michael and Belshar. Who else is great signal, by the way? Who else is west?
Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo, Greg and Antioch.
Hey, Greg, you sound pretty good tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on those last couple of nets, 10 meter or 6 meter.
Well, it was pretty bad, at least last couple of nets on 6 meters, I recall.
It's not great for me tonight. Anyway, it's nice to hear.
All right, very good. That's Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo, Greg and Antioch. Nice signal, really. Nice, good audio. Who else is west? I can hear somebody, but I don't know who it is. I can't understand what they're saying. Oh, is anybody else copying that?
It's Jack.
Oh, Jack. Silence Jack. Jack, say it one more time, please. Yeah, I got you in there, Jack. I just barely, but I got you in there. It's Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor. Who else is west? West or south? I'm not copying anybody.
Check your,
So was that what you were saying there?
That sounded better, I think.
All right, let's try one more time. Who else is in there? West or south? I didn't copy that. Anybody copying that?
KO4 HSD.
Oh, okay, very good. KO4 Hotel Sierra Delta David in David's in Bellevue, I believe. Who else is good? And I didn't get. It wasn't a good signal to me though. How is it to you, Michael?
It was great.
Yeah, well, who knows? From Bellevue, it's Bellevue is actually tough because of a ridge there south of Nashville. It's sometimes difficult, I think. Anyway, who else is west or south? I'm not copying anything. Anybody copying something? How about east? Please come down. Any place, anywhere? Guys, I'm not copying anybody. All righty, we had a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 8 check-ins on 10 meters. Usually a little higher than that, but not too much higher. Usually it's 10 or 11. And good to have everybody in there. And thanks for being on the net. This is K4PW closing the net.
Thanks, Paul, for doing the net. AM4 100.
What else would I do?
True that.